Lesson 1 is on metaphors, similes, and analogies. Metaphors are forms of comparison that are used by describing something by stating it is something else. Therefore, metaphors can have a powerful effect as they describe something as something else. This makes it more powerful than similes even, because similes are a form of comparison that will describe something by stating that it is like or similar to something else. Therefore, similes are slightly less powerful than metaphors because we are describing that something is like something else, not that it is something else. So there are many effects of these language features that you will need to know for to answer your GCSE language questions. So metaphors and similes are language features that can help the reader both engage with text more vividly and imagine parts of the text in greater detail, because metaphors and similes are examples of imagery. They also aid description by making them more creative as well as compelling, as by describing something, by comparing it to something else, can make the initial idea that you're describing much more interesting to the reader. In order to identify these language features, so identify metaphors and similes, you will have to identify that a comparison is being made with something else. Okay. So in GCSE English Language Paper 1, you'll be required to identify the effects of metaphors and similes in extracts. So for example, in this extract, I have identified both that there is a metaphor when Mrs. Pratchett is described as a small, skinny old hag. Here, the main character is being described directly as if she were a hag, hence it is clearly a metaphor. A simile is also present as the character's mouth is being described to be as sour as something else. That something else is a green gooseberry, hence that line, her mouth was as sour as a green gooseberry, is a simile. If you read through the example below, you will see how to answer a paragraph on language features and identify the effect of a metaphor or simile in a paragraph. An analogy is another language feature. Analogies are often used in persuasive texts and non-fiction texts, so it would be most likely you'll use this in paper 2. An analogy compares one idea directly to another idea, which makes it easier to comprehend. They are often, as I aforementioned, used in non-fiction texts. Analogies are used for persuasion. Analogies are used for persuasion as they create a powerful and prominent image for the reader, which can often be more powerful than the initial idea they are putting across. This makes it very persuasive for the reader, as it helps the reader understand the initial idea by giving them a more powerful idea to help them understand the initial idea, as they are focused or understand the powerful idea to a greater extent. I'll use an example to help you understand this. So, an example of analogy is, believing you will pass your exam without revising is like believing you'll be able to take out money without ever visiting the bank. So, as you can see here, getting money or extracting money is impossible if you don't go to the bank. So therefore, by using this impossible idea, it helps the reader understand the initial point the writer is trying to make, that believing you will pass your exams without revising is like believing you'll be able to take out money without ever visiting the bank. So hence, they are trying to prove that the initial idea, being able to pass your exams, is impossible. So therefore, analogies can have a powerful impact to persuade the reader and help them understand the concept or idea they are trying to put forward.